We just got back from the pre-production meeting for RV Unplugged Season 2.
And now we know how we're going to win. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are two crazy campers.
And after losing a combined weight of more than 200 pounds,
we realized we had so much more energy for activities.
Come along with us as we explore the great outdoors.
And join us for winning a competition.
So we are here at Margaritaville, Auburndale, which is where the pre-production meeting for RV Unplugged Season 2 was. We're actually going to be filming the actual show outside of Margaritaville, but Margaritaville is the main sponsor.
Ooh,
and
it's so nice.
They are actually providing the grand prize check of $25,000.
And I believe we're going to feel that $25,000 check in our hands if we can choose our own fantasy football team, Joe.
If we can choose our own team. So we went through the whole pre-production meeting and they talked about what to expect, some of the rules, some of the different things that are going to be going on. Expect very long days.
Yes.
And we also got to meet the rest of the cast. And so kind of wanted to, before we get into the cast, because we got to meet all of the other contestants, and I think I know who I want on my team, and if we can get these people on our team, I think we can win the whole thing. So a few things about this. So we've got a couple of weeks of taping, and I like where they're going with the show. So if you watched RV Unplugged Season 1, the contestants had no water. They had to show up with empty tanks, and when they showed up with those empty tanks, you know, you had to earn water. But the producers wanted to make RV Unplugged Season 2 more about RVing and boondocking.
You're not going to go without
competitions.
water.
And yeah, if you were going to go boondocking, you would go prepared to boondock, which means full freshwater tank, empty black tanks, your food, your battery power, anything that you would need to stay off grid for at least 2 weeks. So I was so pleased to learn that we get to bring water.
I'm very excited about that.
I was worried about that.
I washed my hair 3 times today in anticipation of never again for the next, like, however long we're here, wash my hair.
Right.
So, I'm feeling good because I feel fresh. But I think that if we had no access to water and even the possibility of a shower, I would definitely not, like, enjoy that experience as much.
That is definitely the thing that I was worried about most coming into this show. Now, we do have a video that should be releasing. It'll probably be released by the time we release this video. But we have a video showing, like, everything we did to prepare. Like food, things like that. And they did tell us that we could bring a full tank, but I didn't quite trust them. I was like, okay, we'll bring a full tank, but
what if they unlock it?
I was really worried about, like, showing up and being like, just kidding, you have no water. But yes, we did find out that we can have all of the water that we can carry. So we have a full tank, or like tomorrow morning when we actually head over to the actual beginning of the show, we'll have a full tank of water, and then we also have a whole bunch of water jugs that we're going to fill up, because I do feel like we could be at a disadvantage, because for us, we have a travel trailer, right? We have a Grand Design Imagine, and we have a 50-gallon fresh water tank, but you've got other rigs that are coming in with like 80 and 90-gallon tanks, and 40 gallons of water, that could make a huge difference, especially if you have to poop.
I don't know what a unit of measurement is. Like, I'm that person that if you've overpacked your suitcase and they're like, you need to lower the suitcase by 2 pounds. I don't know what 2 pounds looks like. Is that a shoe? Is that jeans? So I'm the same way with water. I'm going to try to conserve as best as I can. But, like, I don't know how far a gallon goes in my life.
And we've gotten some good tips from the community. Like, we got to spend some time the other day with the Today is Someday crew.
Thank you, guys.
Because we are crew members for Phil and Stacy's Today is Someday. And like, so they gave us advice like on, listen, this is going to sound a little gross, but listen, use number 1 to get rid of number 2.
Okay.
And so we're like, okay, we can do that. Like, you just have to learn how to do number 2 before you do number 1, I guess.
I'm not trained for this.
And they told us about these things called scrubbies.
Yes.
So that you can bathe with literally a cap full of water, and then you can just wipe off the soap. You don't even have to rinse it off. So they gave us good tips.
I tried them on a live stream for our Two Krazy Ketos channel, and it worked. It did work. It lathered. It wasn't
That's the important part.
It was not just a wet wipe.
Because we thought about bringing things like dude wipes or baby wipes,
right.
But it's not going to really get you clean. So I'm super excited about that. What were some other suggestions? Oh, some suggestions that we got. And I think after this experience, by the way, we're going to do a video on how we think is a good way to boondock, because we're going to go an extended period of time for the first time on boondocking. So hopefully we can come away with some good tips that got us through the show. More to come on that after we win season 2 of RV Unplugged.
Right.
But the other thing that they said is reuse water. So that if you do bathe, if you use water to brush your teeth, or if you're going to do a little bit of bathing, or if you have to flush your tank,
it can serve multiple purposes.
Right. So they said things like, run the water into a bucket, use that, then save that. You could maybe run it through your Berkey filter, or you could use that to wash dishes, though we brought all paper products. I know it's not the most eco-friendly, but listen, we're trying to win $25,000.
I'm not going to lie. I did Google, can you pee directly into a Berkey? The answer is yes. I hope it never comes to that. But that's what Dr. Google said.
Dr. Google said that you can pee into a Berkey.
You can pee into a Berkey, and we do
Please don't do that.
We have Pro 1 filters. So, I mean, they do change our orange water at home into drinking water.
And you brought a bottle.
Could turn into Water World around here.
You brought a bottle just in case.
I did. I mean, well, and I got another one of those big ones.
So, yeah.
Largemouth bottle.
We learned all of that stuff, but as far as the show, so we got to meet all the cast. We did get to learn that. And they also said, have all your food. So I'm really glad that we prepped our food, because they said there's going to be long days and you may only get a little bit of time here and there to eat.
So I don't want to...
I'm glad that we did all that.
I don't want to have to do anything other than like reach in and grab it, or at the most reheat it in the microwave. Okay,
so let's get into the cast.
Yes.
And we met all of the cast members, and I want to go through and kind of like size up the competition.
Yeah.
See if we can figure out what their pros and strengths are, their strengths and weaknesses are, just from the brief interactions we had.
Right, exactly.
First impressions.
First impressions of everybody. I wrote everyone's name down because we suck at names.
And then after that, we'll go through and see, like, who do we want on our team? Like, who do we think we can beat? Because coming into this, I was worried about the water, so that was like stress level way down, having water. I'm not super worried about boondocking. I know we have the off-grid power, so I'm not worried about that at all. I'm not even worried about the physical competitions. I'm sure there's going to be things that we can't do, but I know that there's going to be things that we can do based on last year. You're going to have some things you're good at, some things that you're not. The aspect that I'm most worried about is the social interaction, because we're socially awkward.
Right. And honestly, even beyond that, Joe, I am most worried about us as a team, because there's a little team within a big team.
Yes.
Within a bigger show. So, we've been married for a long time. We work together all the time.
And that could be a detriment.
It can be. And, like at home, you can say things to each other like, stop being an idiot today. And you could get your feelings hurt. And then you kind of can lose time. Like we've had hurt feelings, and then, you lose an hour. You don't have that luxury here. We have to recover even quicker than we've ever recovered before.
Well,
under stress.
I said it could be a detriment when you work together. When you live together, sleep together, have sex together, work together, you're together
not in
most
that order,
of your day. Not in that order. Hopefully sex is first. When you do all of that, like, you are together a lot.
Yeah.
And you don't have that opportunity to go to work, cool down, be apart a little bit. So sometimes that can be stress to a relationship. It's not all like, a bed of roses when you work together. I love it. But like Rachel was saying, like, there's times where maybe we have creative disagreements on a video, or like I want to do one thing, she wants to do another. And I think for us, that's going to be a huge advantage, because when we first started our YouTube channel, we would get into a disagreement and the day was shot. Because if I'm in a bad mood, like, I'm done. Like, leave me alone. I'm going to go escape onto my computer, play with my 3D printers, and just, I don't want to talk to you for hours. But we've learned that if you have work to do, you can't do that.
You better suck it up, Buttercup.
And we've gotten good at recovering quickly. But I do think coming onto this show,
under stress,
we're gonna have to recover even more quickly. And also, there's always going to be cameras on you. Like, what if, even in the heat of the moment, like, we get upset?
You say something naughty. Well, and that's the thing, because as much as we want to be ambassadors for the keto way of eating, we also want to be ambassadors for Christian life and marriage.
Yeah.
Like, we want to glorify God in the way that we act and speak to one another. And we also want people to be encouraged that, you know, I've heard people joke about how tight spaces could like damage a marriage, you know, and when you're in an RV, you're certainly traveling in tight spaces, you know, for a travel trailer, tight spaces. And so we do want to like come home and be able to say, hey, this will be great for your marriage. RVing is a great thing. And like, I hope we demonstrate that.
Yeah, because I know we're coming in here, we have 2 goals. I would love to win, and I think that if we play our game right, we have a good shot at winning. But we really ultimately have 2 goals with coming onto RV Unplugged Season 2. Number 1 is, as somebody who absolutely has always loved different types of reality shows, Survivor, Big Brother, Amazing Race, the one thing that I always saw when I would watch those was the lying, the scheming, the conniving behind the scenes. And I don't want to be Johnny Fairplay. We want to come onto this show and show you can win without lying and like conniving people.
We have to. There's no other way that we can play this, because number 1, children's ministry.
Yeah.
For decades, we have told children God will always make a way out. Yes. When there seems to be no way. Trust God. Rely on God. Don't rely on your own strength, your own wits. Like, you can't see the whole plan. So just do the right thing and lean into the Lord. And so now we're going to have a chance to practice what we preach.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't want kids who we have taught over the years to come back and be like, wait a second, don't lie unless $25,000 is on the line.
Right.
Like, that's not worth it. My honor is not worth $25,000. It's worth a lot more. My integrity, I just don't want to portray that image to kids.
No. And then the second thing is our keto community. Like, we are all about community, and we're all about helping people like us that maybe in the past didn't have friendships, felt rejected in their life. And so for us, it's, you know, we want to be honest with the people, cheer for our team. This is the first time that we're going to get to be a part of a team. Now, Joe thinks we're going to be team blue, and I think that we're going to be team red. Like, you know, but we're going to be on a team.
Yeah. So, now, there was one other thing that we want to do on the show, and that is show you can do hard things. So as 2 people who have been morbidly obese most of our life, and we've lost a tremendous amount of weight. Rachel lost over 170 pounds. I lost over 120 pounds. We've never been able to do a lot of things. And the motto of our keto channel is live life beyond the couch. Like, as you take back your health, as you lose weight, take back your health, get off of the couch, because we lived our life on a couch and we don't want to live life on a couch. That's why we started this camping channel. We started this because we realized we have all this energy. God has blessed us with this second chance, so you need to do something with it. And so we bought an RV and started exploring all these amazing things that we have in the state of Florida. And we're now, our plan is when we win $25,000 from RV Unplugged, take it outside of the state of Florida and explore the rest of this amazing country. But we did make a comment that we've only ever gotten the green participation trophy.
Yes, and it's funny because on like the bag tonight, there was a green participation
I
trophy.
think that they put this in there just for us.
I
Because
did
it was
too.
like a bag of gag gifts.
There
like
was.
eating bugs and stuff like that.
And I don't want just that, but I am thankful for that. Like
we already won.
We already won.
We've won this in the past.
I get to be a participant in something that I never dreamed possible.
So let's get into the cast.
Okay.
So do you want to talk about what we think?
Pros and cons.
Their strengths and weaknesses based on meeting them and what we may know about them from the past, and then we'll choose the perfect team.
What's hilarious is the fact that, like, some of these people we are literally laying eyes on for the first time ever because we didn't even see them
They weren't in the
Tampa
announcement call or in Tampa.
Right. And so what are you going to decide it on, like, based on how they hold their fork at dinner? Like, there's no way. I mean, it's going to be a lot of it first impressions, totally.
Okay, so first up
is Dustin and Leslie.
The Wayward Wags.
Yes, who we're already super fans of.
Yeah, so we've been subscribed to the Wayward Wags for a while, and one of the things that I really like about them is their love for veterans.
Yes.
And what they do to raise money for veterans. I knew they were going to be on this show before the announcement because I was watching the videos, and all of a sudden Dustin is showing videos about like
solar.
Upgrading batteries, adding solar, putting in big beard batteries. And if you watch their channel, they don't off-grid. They don't like to off-grid. So I'm like, why are you adding all those? They've got to be on RV Unplugged Season 2. So I kind of had a feeling they were coming here. What do you think about them? Like,
strong.
So pros and weaknesses for them based on what we know. What do you think?
They're both super athletic.
Yeah.
So I think that it's going to be a definite pro. They have been RVing full time, so I feel like they've been
doing it a while.
Knowledgeable about like all the ins and outs. And so I'm going to say number one, because you're such a fangirl, like for them, that I think that I would like to be on their team. And because they seem athletic and that they have a lot of know-how when it comes to RVing.
Well, we're not going to pick teams right now, so let's not get into that.
But
so
what do you think would be a con?
I don't know, man. I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Again, because Dustin, you know, as a veteran, a combat wounded veteran, I think he's had to overcome a lot of things, and I think he's going to be really good at that. If anything, I think maybe a con. I haven't seen enough of them maybe arguing, but I'm hoping that maybe they don't get along as well.
They have a bearded dragon. I feel like that's a huge con for me because
you're a little afraid of reptiles,
scared of all lizards, and like I'm scared.
Next up,
Daryl and Clay.
Okay, so Daryl and Clay. My opinion on Daryl and Clay has changed.
He has the best voice ever.
He does have a cool voice. So if you watch the contestant reveal video that was on RV Unplugged, I'll link that up here.
Cried.
They announced us, and we told our quick story and why we're gonna win, and we say because you know we've only ever gotten the green participation ribbon, and we've lost all this weight, and people are gonna underestimate us. And then here come Daryl and Clay right in. And made a comment about, if I remember right, it was something about, well, I appreciate you guys for losing weight, but we've never been overweight, so we're gonna take you down because we've always been strong.
Woof.
And I had just that one interaction. I'm like, I don't like them.
Right. It was like,
but we ran into them at the Florida RV Super Show, and they came up super nice, apologizing.
Yes.
Saying, listen, we said that because we were like, what we're going to do is whoever was before us, we're just going to bash them.
Right.
And they're like, we started watching your videos, and like, we feel really bad for doing that. And they seem really nice.
Nice.
But based on our brief interaction with them, I think they're going to be tough because I think they have a good relationship.
They have a super good relationship. I think they communicate really well. And they weren't lying.
He was a police officer.
They weren't lying. They were super fit. And yes, he was a police officer, I believe in Atlanta for a really long time. And so solving puzzles, solving things, like I kind of I want them on our team because I think that they're going to be super athletic. I think that they're good in communicating with one another, and I think that they're good problem solvers. And you don't want to be on the opposite side of that. Like, you want to have that on your team. You want to have that benefit.
I thought we weren't picking teams yet.
Well, so far I'm picking everyone, right? Everyone's on our team. What do you think? Is there any vulnerability that you see at all?
Maybe age.
Maybe age. Okay, we're slightly younger than Daryl.
Well, so you've got Daryl, who seems to be a little bit older, and then you've got Clay, who, like, she's definitely a little bit younger, and I'm hoping the weaknesses is maybe, even though they definitely look physically fit, maybe they get tired easy.
We can only hope, right? Because I don't think that they're that much older than us. So.
Next one.
All right, next one is Aaron and Archer.
Okay, Aaron and Archer. So we had a brief interactions with Aaron. Definitely lots of props for everything he's been able to accomplish.
We did not touch Archer, although it almost killed me not to pet Archer.
You wanted to pet a doggy.
I wanted to pet the doggy because he is super, super cute. But I will tell you that, like, the love in his eyes for Aaron, they're definitely in tune.
Yeah. I think that for pros and cons for them, Aaron, you can just tell. If you go watch any of his videos and the brief interactions, he's fit and he's determined.
Yeah.
And he's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
So you kind of want him on your team because you don't want to face him.
Yeah.
But the con is going to be...
It's only one person. If there's any kind of team competition...
Or there's something... Yeah, if there's something that like a dog just couldn't do. I'm thinking like tug of war. I don't know how good Archer's going to be in tug of war. Would they just, you know, basically... Like, let's say, first up, tug of war, you're going to have to take somebody off of one team so that it's fair because, like, you could hurt the dog's mouth or something if he's pulling.
Well, here's the thing. They did say there's going to be competitions that you can do and competitions that you can't do.
Yeah.
And though I know that the producers and directors are going to be fair, I'm going to assume there are competitions where you're going to need two people and they're going to be a detriment because... I don't think it would be fair to be like, okay, well, they get an advantage because they're only one person and a dog.
Yeah.
So, like,
you know
I
what
think
you have going in.
that could be a weakness for him. That there may be times where, you know, I look at last year, season 1, coming off of Black Tank Island, Ryan was by himself.
Definitely
he had to do the competition by himself because he didn't have a partner.
Right.
And so when you look at that, you know, that definitely could be a disadvantage unless Archer knows how to empty a black tank.
I would not put anything past them.
Yeah.
I mean, they feel pretty trained.
Next up.
David and Jess, who are the registered nomads.
Okay. I'm a little afraid of them.
They're young.
They're young.
They're beautiful. If there is a beauty contest, we instantly lose that beauty contest to them. They're very fit. Very, very fit. Both of them, like, just amazing. And youth.
Yeah.
So I...
Look physically strong.
I want them on our team.
You want everybody on our team.
I'm collecting everyone. I want them on our team because I don't want to face them. And they seem like super nice too. And I think that it would just be, they seem very upbeat and bubbly, which I like. So I want that on our team. What would be a negative is like youth. Youth can be a negative.
I was going to say, so we're saying that I think a strength they're going to have is their fitness and their youth, but I think that their youth can also become a detriment to them.
Right.
Because they're young.
And
they haven't been together as long as many of the rest of the couples. That's going to bring in things like if you have disagreements, have they yet learned how to overcome those disagreements?
Right.
And like we were talking earlier, recover quickly.
Well, and also here's the thing. Gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous and strong looking. Are they Instagram strong? Or are they really actually strong? So you know how it is like where you see people and it's like perfectly posed and even in the gym they look awesome, but like they don't have any sweat on them or anything. Like, and you don't know what they're going to do in a mud pit. What if we're in a mud pit? Are they going to like stop and like need to pretty up, or are they going to be there shoulder to shoulder?
Are they going to care?
Yeah.
Okay, so next up.
Next up is Talmadge and Ashanti, the Adventure Bandits.
Okay, so we really didn't have a lot of interactions with them. I didn't see them at the RV show. I don't know if they were at the RV show. So we met them for the first time here.
Wait, I think I saw them at the Alliance rally in front of like Blue Compass, but we didn't talk much.
We didn't really talk much. I kind of watched a little bit of their videos. This was my first introduction to them when we learned about them on the cast.
They seem to be about community, though.
They're about community, so they've got the same attitude as we do. We're about bringing people together and doing community and things like that. I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with because they're pretty experienced RVers. They travel a lot.
Right.
They've been practicing, like, down in the Keys, though. He said, like, not wearing bug repellent and
he's resilient.
Also, he loves cologne, evidently.
Okay, so I want that on my team because I'm afraid I'm going to
overtake our smell.
I'm going to be the stinky one probably. But I think that having somebody on your team that's all about community is a blessing. And so if you have, us and them on the same team, I think that is going to help to lift the morale of the team because I'm assuming they're going to give us challenges that we don't think we can do. If they don't push us, then, what is there to watch? Right? Like, so I think that it's important that you have people that are cheerleaders.
As far as weakness, I don't know them enough to know if they have any weaknesses.
The fact that they were going to a place and like going off grid and putting themselves in kind of strange circumstances makes me think that they're afraid a little. Okay. Like that they're like, hey, at the ends, man, we better be like boondocking. So I don't know that they feel super secure being unplugged.
Yeah, because I know for us coming in, when we first were asked to come on and agreed to come on to RV Unplugged Season 2, we had all of these plans.
Right.
We were like, we're going to upgrade Eleanor, which was good because we did want to upgrade her batteries.
No matter what.
I mean, I put in a Battleborn battery in 2021, and I put one. I thought that would be enough. That wasn't enough. And so what I really always wanted to do it because we want to explore like different places than like BLM land. So this gave us the reason to do it. But we said we were going to do like, we're going to get into CrossFit and we're going to run marathons. We're going to get physically strong. We didn't do any of that. And we never went out and boondock. The extent of our boondocking was one time when we went to Pois Campground. We did it for 2 nights, and it was miserable because it was hot, and you couldn't run your generator overnight, and so we couldn't run the air conditioner. And so we never actually got out to even, like, we never even really went to a campground and, like, just didn't plug in. The only experience we've had off-grid was last week when we went to the RV Super Show. We decided, even though we had 30 amp, we were going to not plug in to see how do our batteries react. So that was 4 days. So that's the extent of our boondocking experience.
So do you want 2 couples on the same team that maybe aren't super confident about boondocking?
Next up,
Kevin and Tabitha.
I'm terrified of them.
I am flippin' terrified of Kevin. Kevin
is huge.
He is huge. And I'm also...
And I don't mean huge like fat. I mean,
oh no, he's a wall of muscle.
He's a wall of muscle.
She's super fit.
She's
super fit. Like, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of them. And also, and again, I don't know how much of it, like, is a situation like, for Daryl and Clay that they said, they were, like, trash talking on the podcast thing. But, like, I'm not sure if Kevin really doesn't like us because we don't eat sugar.
So, sugar, yeah. So, Kevin is the one who loves candy.
Right.
And here's the thing. If you want to ask what the weakness is, I think the weakness that Kevin's got is that he loves candy.
Right.
Because we are fat-fueled. So, if you don't know anything about keto, we do not eat any pasta grains, sugar, carbohydrates. We don't eat fruit. We don't eat any of that stuff. So we try to eat less than 20 to 30 total carbohydrates per day. When you do that, you don't have the crashes. So if you eat sugar, you get this really high boost of energy, but then as that sugar quickly burns off, you crash.
And you can get hangry. Like, I think that his body will keep moving, but will his attitude keep moving?
I think that if you've got some physical things, unless he fuels up with an entire bag of candy right before the competition,
right,
he's going to, if it's
burn
an
off
extended competition, he's going to go through that sugar and then crash. And I think that could be where we could outshine him, because we're used to going a long time, because we just get this steady amount of energy because we've got plenty of fuel built on our body, and we won't have to supplement with sugar. So I think that is definitely going to be their weakness, is going to be
if there is one,
that he loves sugar.
Yeah.
Okay, next up.
Lisa and Mary, who are representing an organization called Girl Camper.
I'm interested to learn more about Girl Camper. They did a little bit of trash talking on the announcement show.
Because Mary is from Nebraska, and she said, we invented keto.
Yeah.
So we didn't see Lisa until just now, because she wasn't on, we didn't see them at the rally.
Right.
If they were there. And so we're seeing Lisa for the first time. And okay, so the pros right away that I would want on our team is experience. They have been camping, and not just like
they're
glamping.
in smaller RVs, so they're used to really managing their resources.
So I need somebody that can help us give advice on managing resources. They're also part of an organization that helps people be successful. Like, so you're coming out as like on your own, and they're helping you to kind of like have a successful trip.
Yep.
So we need that. We need that service. We need, them as a guide. They're guides within this. And so we're really looking forward to them like helping us feel more at ease, because that's what they do. Weakness, age.
I think it's going to be age.
It's going to be age. I believe Mary.
Can they keep up?
Mary said,
I think she's in her 60s.
That she believes that she's the oldest person on the team, and like my thing is going to be recovery after physical challenges. For us, the difference between us and like David and Jess is probably going to be, we're older than them, so between challenges, that recovery time, they're going to recover quicker. They're young, they're going to snap back, and so we know that we're not going to snap back maybe as quickly. And I wonder if Mary and Lisa will snap back as quickly, because it's not just like one and done. It's going to be one thing after another.
Yep.
Right?
Next up
is Shelby and Jack.
Okay, so I don't know what to think about them. They definitely did a lot of trash talking on the announcement show, and
I'm afraid of them.
I know they went to the rally last year, the finale rally, and they did very well.
Right.
But they kind of strike me as a little flashy. Jack and Shelby showed up at this amazing outfit where they looked like they were going to a presidential ball.
Well, I thought it was Boss Hogg and Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Or not Dolly Parton, Alani Anderson. That's who I thought. Like, they're beautiful people, but I don't know, like, if they'll be nice people. And if it's a popularity contest, they look like the athletic guy and like the cheerleader girl, and I feel like they're just gonna reject us.
So I will say this, is that we met them at the RV show, so they definitely talked a little bit of trash on like the announcement show. We met them at the RV show. They seem to already be playing the game.
Right.
So even at the RV show, they seem to be befriending everybody and almost trying to form, like, if I'm on your team. And as a matter of fact, Jack actually made a comment to me, like, I want you on my team. Let's start making, like, arrangements. So, listen, we're clueless. For all I know, there's alliances that have already been formed. Maybe
they can't. We don't even know who our team is.
I know, but you could be forming alliances ahead of time, and, are they going to have like a merging of teams? Who knows what's going to happen?
So you think he's already playing everybody?
I think he's playing the game already. I think he started playing the game last week when we were at the RV show. And I think that might be a detriment for them telling us who's on our who's like playing already, because you've had this opportunity to research people, find out their faults, their weaknesses, their strengths, and also start making those bonds. I will say this, nobody's approached us. Although, except for Jack. Jack, I think, approached everybody he met.
Well, and then you can't trust that.
Yeah. Now,
So
as far as their weakness...
Do they have one? I don't know if they...
I think they have a weak... Again, we don't know them other than our brief interactions. I don't know. They look like they may not be willing to get down and dirty. And I don't mean like gameplay. I mean like, are you willing to roll in the mud?
Right. Also, another thing is, like, I believe she is a vegetarian, possibly even like a vegan. So I'm a little bit worried.
Are you going to vote us off because we're meat eaters?
Right. Like, I think that there might be some bias.
That is something that has crossed my mind, that are people not going to like us because of our way of eating? Because outside of this, like, you see it, like, on our keto channel, and I don't understand. We're about getting healthy. I don't care how you get healthy. You don't have to eat a keto lifestyle. Our number one thing is take back your health by stop eating overly processed junk. Stuff that's put out by these food manufacturers with the 200 and somewhat names of sugar, and then they change things and they lie on nutrition labels because they're legally allowed to. And they hide things. Like in the keto space, they go, this is low carb, and they pump a bunch of full of fiber that your body is actually digesting. And so our thing is, just if anything, you don't have to do keto, just don't eat all the processed junk. Eat a whole foods diet. Like, and we have a good friend named Dr. Ken Berry. He calls it the proper human diet. Eat ancestrally. So meat and some fruits and vegetables that are locally grown and in season. And so we do find that if somebody doesn't like or understand our eating lifestyle, they immediately put us down, especially when you get into like the vegetarian or the vegan world, and we're not about that.
I'm hoping that they can see,
accept us,
that like we have a common enemy in sugar.
Yeah.
And that like we can work together, because we also want people to get healthy.
Last up,
Matt and Mandy, the doves.
The doves. So we just met them for the first time, today.
Yes.
And
I love them.
They're super nice.
Yes.
I definitely think now Matt has a prosthetic leg.
Yes, he
lost
did.
his leg in a work injury, and I think as somebody who does have physical disabilities from a debilitating car accident in 1990, and I've overcome that, I think Matt's going to be a force to be reckoned with, because if he's willing to come on here, he's got a point to prove, and that is, like, you can do things even when you lose your leg.
That really appeals to me as well, because
it reminds me of me.
I think that they are a great team, because I do think that, like, I've been married to a guy with, like, mobility issues, specifically his leg, and know that, like, yeah, he makes a point to be outwork everybody else.
Yeah.
And I get that vibe from Matt. And I get the vibe from Mandy.
She's super supportive.
That she is super supportive. So she is not like afraid. That could be a problem. When we went out to Utah we went on a boat with our friends, and there was an opportunity for Joe to get on a ski, and I was begging him, please don't do this, because I was super worried about him.
If I break my ankle,
like, you're done. And so I was like, please. So in certain situations, I'm
hard-headed.
Yeah, but that's good for you. But then I'm fighting you. I don't get the feeling that Mandy is going to, like, force Matt to take a seat. Right. I think she's going to support him and be like, I want him to pursue all of his goals. And so with that in mind, like, if he says he feels like he could do something, he can do something.
Now, as much as I think the fact that he does have this injury and he's got a prosthetic leg, I do think that could be a weakness for him, because I'm sure there's going to be challenges that he just physically can't do.
Also recovery, because married to somebody that, like, okay, he can go balls to the wall, for like a day, 2 days, or whatever.
The recovery is hard.
The recovery is hard, and you're not the same every day. Like, so there's times where after a while you just cannot put any weight on that side of your body as you recover.
So before we pick our teams, we're each gonna pick who we want on our team.
Okay.
And before we do that, let's do our strength and weakness. And I'm gonna go first.
Okay.
So I think our biggest strength is going to be, we don't quit.
We don't quit.
We don't quit. And as somebody who does have a lot of physical injuries, pins in my ankle, neuropathy in my hand from injuring my elbow, where if I move it wrong, my hand goes numb, dislocated elbow on this side so I can't, straighten it, and I'm old.
Right.
I'm 53 years old. Even though I have all of that, we don't quit. When I was 20 years old and I had my car accident and I spent 2 years on crutches, I was told you will never walk again. So when I was able to start walking, I have never let that stop me. And even to my detriment, I officiate high school football. I officiate high school lacrosse, which is going to start like as soon as the taping of this is over, where I'll be officiating 10, 12 games a week. And you run an average of 3 to 5 miles a game. So like, I don't quit. Rachel does not quit. What's our biggest strength aside from that?
I think that we're a good team player. Like, I think that, if I'm on your team, I will die cheering for you. So I think that if anybody is like having a struggle as far as like the strength of the team, like, can they trust us? Like, we are trustworthy and we will.
But they don't know that.
I know, but like, maybe they've watched our channel. Maybe they've seen, because we watched like other people's channels. Maybe they see that we are in it to celebrate others. So I think the fact that we don't have a love of money means that we can be trusted in a challenge, right? Because I wouldn't sell my integrity for $1 million, so I'm not going to settle for $25,000, right? Yeah. So we're going to be straight shooters and forthright, and like, we'll be good team players.
Now, on the same
what's our con?
I think that's going to be like probably our biggest weakness. I'm going to give you 2, and then I'll let you give 2. I think the 2 weaknesses we have is the fact that we are going into this with that we do not want to lie. We don't want to lie. We don't want to have situations where you have to say I'm not going to vote for you, and then I have to and then vote for you and backstab people. So I think that is going to be a weakness for us because, listen, our son, who is a Survivor fanatic, he said to us the game started last week and you're going to have to make alliances, and
we're like, no.
And I don't know how we're going to be able to do that without lying. And also, just like, we're socially awkward. And because we're socially awkward and we've never had anybody that wants to be our friend, I think that is going to hurt us, because I think our biggest thing is we're going to struggle the most with the social game.
I think you're right about that, because people usually either like us or hate us. There's really no in between. And
yeah, they're pretty vocal about that on our comment section.
People have to circle back because they find information valuable, and they just are like, give us a second chance, because they want to watch a video for like the information purposes. But like, if they decide they don't like us right away, they just don't like us.
We've had comments like, your voice is horrible,
we're a big
ugly.
Personality.
Yeah, we are.
We are.
We could be a little.
We're intense.
Yeah.
So, and because we're keto, the stamina is long. So I think that we can exhaust people.
And I do think, to add one more pro, I think that our eating lifestyle is going to be a huge benefit, and that's why I think we're going to be a force to be reckoned with, because we are used to, if you had a challenge of like, you have to earn your own food and you have to go 2 days without food, we could do that.
We could do it even if we lose.
We've done 4 and 5 day fasts, and still, like, the longer we fast, the more energy we have. Because we don't have those sugar crashes, because we're used to having those kind of things, so I think that's going to be a huge benefit for us.
We can fuel off of our own fat on our body. So if we fast, we're still not hungry. We're not, and we don't get hangry. We don't get like miserable, mad, and the mental clarity is there. Yep. So if there's any kind of mental challenge.
Okay. Pick our teams real quick. You pick 5, I pick 5.
So you think we're going to be on Team Blue. I think we're going to be on Team Red.
Well, I didn't say, I don't know who's coaching what. If you base it on last year, when Stacy was red, Phil was blue.
Okay.
I want Stacy as a coach. I know I said that I wanted Phil, but Stacy's a winner.
She is a winner.
Stacy's a winner. And listen, I think that there's going to be times where I'm going to need to be picked up and talked off of a ledge. And I like Phil. I like Phil's personality, but Phil's a military guy. Phil, I know Stacy is too, but Phil is going to be the drill sergeant and be like, get your butt up off the floor. You can't quit. And Stacy's going to be like, okay, Joe, we can do that. I want Stacy as a coach.
I think she's gonna kick you in the butt more than you think.
But she's gonna be a mom.
I think that Phil will be fun because he brings a lightheartedness, and I'm a little bit concerned that there could be like stressful days where you like second guess yourself. And then having a coach like him, he's been a coach. I mean, he's been a leader for a really long time.
I'm just saying.
So I think that he might bring some levity, which would be good too. So
I'm just saying, to my knowledge, Phil never beats Stacy. And so I kind of want to... Listen, one of the reasons we love Phil and Stacy is they remind me of us.
Yeah.
Like, I think they have an amazing
encouraging
marriage.
Other people.
Encouraging. They're all about community. Okay, you got to pick your team. Pick
all right.
5.
Pick 5. Okay. So, well, we're 5, so you can only pick 4.
Yeah, so you got to pick 4
We have to be on it.
And we're gonna each pick. So this video is already long. So.
Okay, so for my team, I'm definitely picking Kevin and Tabitha. Okay. I don't want to go against them. I'm gonna pick David and Jess because I think that they're gonna be really strong. I'm going to pick let's see. I'm gonna pick Aaron and Archer.
Okay.
Because I think that they'd be fun. And I'm going to pick Matt and Mandy because I think that I think you would enjoy hanging out with Matt also. So that's 5. Who are you picking?
So my 5, I want Dustin and Leslie.
Okay, yeah.
I think I want Kevin and Tabitha because
we don't want to be
I don't want to go against them.
Okay.
But then we also have to look at some point, you're going to have to get rid of them because I don't want to go against them. So it's like I want them early on to help us not have to vote our own teammates off, but then we're going to have to find a way to get them off of our team.
Right.
So I don't know. Oh,
That's hard.
I think I'm going
to...
I'm going to scratch them.
Okay.
I'm going to go Dustin and Leslie.
Okay.
I'm going to go Jack and Shelby because I think that they're going to be good competitors. But
they're gonna vote you off.
I think
they're gonna vote you off.
I think I want it. I don't know. I think I want Jack and Shelby because I think when it comes down to it, I don't know how much down and dirty they're willing to get in the mud and stuff.
Okay.
So I'd rather it's keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. And so that's what? That's 2?
Yes.
Is that 2?
That's 2.
I do want Matt and Mandy because I just like them. In the brief conversations we had with them, I really like them. I definitely love their faith.
Yes.
And how they are just we're not going to quit. And I think Matt and I will have a lot in common. And then, let's see. Is that 3?
That's 3. So you got Dustin, Jack and Shelby, and Matt and Mandy. You got 2 more.
I guess I'm going to take Kevin and Tabitha and make us a super strong team. And then, try to, get to the point where hopefully it's like last year where there's 1 or 2 vote-offs and then it's all about competition. And we get into competitions where we can beat them because they're more mental or something like that over a physical.
Hopefully.
I don't know if I don't think we can beat, Kevin and Tabitha maybe in a physical competition.
No.
But if there's something empty your black tank or... stuff like that, or mental games. I think that that's where we can shine.
I think that I could beat Tabitha in an eating contest, and I think
you could beat anybody.
And I think I would surprise Kevin at how much that I could eat.
People are gonna look at you and go, "This is this little frail girl," but this little girl, we owned a landscaping business, and she would get out there and she'd be hoofing 100-pound bags of rock and concrete and carrying 3 2x4s on her shoulders. She looks weak, but she's not. And then when it comes to eating, I promise you,
no one can out-eat me.
Nobody can out-eat her. Nobody on this show. If you're watching this later, you come to the finale rally, you can't out-eat her.
Right.
Where are you putting 75 Buffalo Wild Wings?
Well, it would have to be though, I can't do buns, but wieners eat off hamburger patty.
In a fair fight, yes, in a fair fight.
I would.
Like steak competition, I've seen her eat a 40-ounce prime rib.
Prime rib competition.
Like was the Great Outdoors, like, you know, the whole Great Outdoors with John Candy.
I would totally
She
finish
would have done it.
mine.
So long as you don't have to eat a baked potato or anything, she would have done it.
What always cracked me up about that movie is because they always leave the fat, and he's like, no, you're not done.
That's your favorite part.
And that's my favorite part.
Right. So now, before we end this, is there anything, aside from the lying and stuff, that you would not be willing to do to win?
Oof. I'm going to be honest. I am really scared about bungee jumping. I'm scared about bungee jumping. I'm scared about, like, what if they do more and they, like, make us jump out of a plane or something? Like,
You got it. You could do it.
I don't think I could do that.
Would you do it if that's a competition?
I think honestly, Joe, I don't want to make you scared, but, like, I want to say yes. So let's just say yes. If it comes to that, like, I know that I don't want to let you down. I don't want to let our team down, but I've got to tell you, I'm really praying that they don't make us bungee jump.
Okay.
I don't want to do that. I really don't.
I never even thought about, like, that kind of stuff, because recently we went on a cruise, and we foolishly entered into a couples competition thinking it was going to be like the Newlywed Game.
Embarrassment is not a thing
and it
for me.
wasn't. It was so much more. And after doing that, like, I'm not going to be good at it. Like, if there's... I'm terrified of karaoke because I can't sing.
Is that your bungee jumping? Like, if there's a karaoke competition, are you afraid of that?
Yeah.
You seem to be sweating through it when we were watching Ryan do it.
Yeah.
On his own.
Yeah. Because Rachel's the singer.
It's karaoke. Who
Rachel,
cares?
okay, because you're the singer.
All right.
And then you're also the one who can act a fool. I'm very
Thanks.
stoic.
Thanks.
But I'm saying
watch
I'm
our
stoic.
relationship recover from that comment.
Well, I'm very stoic. Rachel says all the time, like, I have resting mean face. And I'm not that way, but it's how I come across, and so it takes a lot to make me laugh. And I'm always, because I never had this ability to make friends because nobody wanted to be my friend, I'm always thinking about, like, how do I look? And I don't want to look like an idiot. And it's not a bad thing.
You know, everybody...
You're willing to do that. You're willing to make a fool out of yourself. And I'm not.
We have a friend, Richard, who he's the worst at karaoke, but everybody enjoys it when he sings because it is bad.
Because I don't want to give somebody a reason to make fun of me.
Oh.
And so that kind of thing, I mean, like on the cruise, like I had to put on your maxi dress and Dirty Dance, and I was like so embarrassed. I did it, but that kind of thing I'm worried about. And people have asked us on our keto channel, are we willing to eat candy or bread or anything like that if that was a competition?
We're going to get sick if we do.
And it's funny because in our little goodie bag tonight, they gave us like a lollipop that's got a bug in it. They gave us like cotton candy crickets and those kind of things. So if I had to eat that for a challenge, and the result of the reward for the challenge was like your team doesn't have to vote off or you're safe from a vote tonight, yes, I will do that.
Just barf.
Well, the problem is that we have not, or I have not eaten
Excuse me.
any sugar in 7 years. You have not eaten any sugar in 6 years.
With the exception of accidentally getting a Coke once.
But that was 4 sips.
And it made me
And you got sick. You saw stars.
Sick.
And so I know if we were to eat sugar, I'm going to get violently ill. I'm not just nauseous, but I'd probably like start seeing stars and get dizzy because I haven't exposed my body to sugar in 7 years. So that concerns me. So the reward would have to really, really, really be worth it, and it would probably have to be towards the end of the day. Like if it's like there's 3 challenges in a day and this is the first challenge, I can't do it unless it's like our life is on the line in the game. Because I would be done for the rest of the day. Now, if the reward is like, okay, you guys, like the winning team gets, I don't know,
$500.
Yeah, even $500. Like everybody gets to split $100, or hey, you get a shower, or you get more water. No, I'm not willing to do it.
Right.
It's really gonna have to do with if I don't eat it, I'm going home.
Yeah.
That's about it. Well, that's going to be our wrap-up. I know this video is a little bit longer than we wanted it to be, but that's okay.
But we have lots of thoughts. We're so excited.
We had lots of thoughts, and here's the thing. this is going to be the last video that you're going to see from us until the show airs.
And before we're on a team.
Right, now the video on this, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, we're going to have more videos coming out, but we won't have another video discussing RV Unplugged because we can't talk about it. So you won't know what team we're on. The show begins airing sometime in May.
Right.
Now, what we're planning on doing is every day, I'm sure we have to go into, like, confessional booths and all that kind of stuff. But what we're going to do is every day, we're going to record our thoughts.
Tape for ourselves.
On the day.
Right.
And so every time a new episode airs, what we'll do is we'll then, after that episode airs, we'll put out a video. And I think what we'll probably do is go live in the chat and premiere it. We'll put out a video of what was going through our head when, like, we were playing the game, what our thoughts of the game was. The only other thing I don't want to go out first.
Oh, please, no.
That's it. I don't want to go out first.
I really don't want to go out first.
Now, the cool thing is that we've got all this, super, super excited about it, and then anybody who wants to, in August, for the season finale episode,
yes,
they're doing a finale rally right here in Margaritaville, Auburndale, Florida. There's lots of tickets available. I'll leave a link for it down below. You can go get your tickets for the rally. Now, here's the thing: they have the rally, and then you're gonna camp here at Camp Margaritaville. Lots of amenities: heated pools, tiki bars, you name it. They've got stuff. You can rent golf carts. And so they also have cabanas if you don't have an RV or can't bring your RV.
You can still rent one
So what
of
you want to
those.
do is go get your ticket. It's going to sell out. Go get your tickets. Use the link down below. After you get your tickets, then make your reservation for Camp Margaritaville because you're going to get a discount for Camp Margaritaville, but you have to get your finale rally tickets first. And the cool thing is when you come, you get to hang out with us, the rest of the cast, compete in some of the games that we're going to participate in, and also earn a chance to be in season 3.
Yeah, because I know Shelby and Jack, and I'm pretty sure Matt and Mandy, both of those teams are on the show because
Kevin and Tabitha.
And because they actually won challenges at a rally.
At the finale rally last year.
Yeah.
So if you want to be on season 3 of RV Unplugged, you definitely want to come to the finale rally. So that is going to be the end of this video. Now please do us a favor. Number 1, before I even say this, you need to be rooting for Team 2KK.
Please.
Team 2KK. 2KK all the way. We need new
2KK
shirts.
all the way.
2KK all the way. So, please do us a favor, hit that like button down below on this video. It really does help build the channel, but also lets us know what kind of videos you guys are looking to see.
And don't forget to hit the little subscribe button and the little bell icon, and that way every single time we upload a new video, you'll be alerted to it.
Until next time,
Happy camping!